You sit there and catch yourself thinking you have no strength left for anything at all. Getting out of bed feels like a feat. Work hangs over you like a dead weight. Even answering a simple message feels too hard. And somewhere deep inside, a thought still sounds. How is this possible? On the outside, everything looks more or less normal. I'm alive, walking, eating. So why do I feel like a squeezed out lemon? If you've been, or still are, in a relationship with a narcissist, psychopath, sociopath, or any other destructive person, the answer is very simple and at the same time, very painful. Your energy has drained out. Not you got a bit tired, but a systemic, deep drain on all fronts. You've probably noticed. While you're inside this relationship, you become someone you don't recognize. You can't work properly, create, enjoy life, communicate easily, or even think clearly. Your body feels heavy. Your head feels foggy. Your emotions are wrapped in anxiety or apathy. And this is not because you're weak or lazy. It's because when you live next to a destructive personality, you're basically living in a state of constant internal war. And war always eats resources. Let's look at where exactly your energy goes when you live with a narcissist, and why you end up empty, like a dead battery, on every level: physical, emotional, mental, and social. 1. Your brain gets stuck trying to find logic where there is none. When you live with a narcissist, you lose the most basic feeling, a sense of predictability and logic. In healthy relationships, there are cause and effect patterns. You treat someone with respect. You get respect back. You show care. They want to care for you in return. You're honest. They answer you honestly. It's not a perfect world, but there is at least some basic common sense. With a narcissist, it's completely different. You show up, you try, you speak openly, you support, you meet him halfway. And in return, you might get coldness, silent treatment, criticism, cheating, bursts of aggression. You show love, and he hurts you. You're honest, and he lies. You reach out your hand, and he hits that hand. And your brain, which is built to search for patterns, starts to go crazy from this kind of dissonance. You start an endless inner dialogue. Why did he do that? What did I say wrong? Why was he fine yesterday and a monster today? Why did he disappear after I said, I love you? Why did he humiliate me right after I supported him? Your brain is trying to assemble a puzzle, but instead of a puzzle, it's just chaos. There are no normal human rules there, because the narcissist has no real self-reflection, has no stable cause and effect thinking. Everything is fragmented and chaotic, has no conscience, honesty, or inner morals in the way you have them. He doesn't build his behavior in response to your care or sincerity. He doesn't act by fairness. He acts by, I want it, so that's how it's going to be. Inside his psyche, there's constant chaos. And your brain still dives into that chaos, trying to build a system there just to feel a little bit safer. Because of this, you fall asleep replaying his words in your head. You wake up with the same questions. Even at night, your brain doesn't rest. It keeps chewing the situation, trying to understand, where did I go wrong? And an enormous amount of your energy goes into this constant search for logic, where there simply isn't any. That's the first huge leak. 2, you're always not enough, and you're fighting for the right to be yourself. After the idealization phase, the sugar show, the most shocking part starts. You become not enough for him. Not smart enough, not feminine enough, not pretty enough, not caring enough. If you're a man and your partner is a narcissistic woman, you become not successful enough, not manly enough, not driven enough. The essence is the same. Whatever you do is wrong. You might be a genuinely strong, bright, independent woman with a good head on your shoulders, experience, and achievements. Usually, that's exactly the kind of woman who attracts narcissists. Weak ones don't interest them. They need a source. But as soon as the idealization phase ends, another program starts. You need to be broken, taken apart, forced to doubt yourself. He criticizes your appearance, devalues your work, mocks your dreams, compares you to some perfect woman, acts like everything you do is nothing special. Your inner self rebels against this. A protest rises inside. That's not who I am. I'm not stupid. I'm not worthless. I am a woman. And another heavy, energy-consuming process starts. A fight for the right to see yourself as normal, valuable, worthy of love. You begin to prove you're a good homemaker, push yourself to be the best mother, overperform at work, monitor your looks to the point of exhaustion, adapt, improve, try to measure up. And still, in his eyes, you're not enough. Because the problem isn't you. His inner ideal is by definition unattainable. It's like chasing the horizon. No matter how far you walk, it always stays far ahead of you. All of this inner and outer struggle is a massive drain on your energy. You don't live from the place of I exist, but from the place of I have to prove I'm worth anything. 3. Constant control and fear of triggering his displeasure. Narcissism is built on control. He needs to control what you do, who you see, how you look, where you go, how you show up in the world. At some point, you start living with his possible reaction in mind. You avoid staying late at work to prevent a meltdown. Skip bright lipstick or short skirts to avoid accusations. Cut short conversations with friends so he won't start, "You listen to them instead of me." Filter your words, tone, and behavior just to avoid triggering him. Every action you take, you mentally run through. How will he react? You walk through life like through a minefield, carefully, quietly, cautiously. And that constant inner tension eats your energy the way hard physical labor does. The difference is, physical work can make your body stronger. This only burns you out. The fear of triggering his anger, aggression, rage, or cold withdrawal keeps you in a permanent fight or flight state. Your nervous system lives as if under constant threat of attack. That kind of state is always extremely energy draining. 4. Living on a powder keg and being used for emotional fuel. With a narcissist, you live on a powder keg. You never know what today will be like. How will the day end? With a fight? With silence? With an explosion? With a cold freeze? You have no idea what will set him off. Sometimes it's enough for you to be calm and content. Be happy about some small personal win. Want time alone. Laugh on the phone with a friend. He can deliberately provoke you. You're sitting and working with headphones on. He comes and starts yanking them out, interrupting and annoying you. You're preparing for an important call. He suddenly picks a fight. You're about to go out. He starts nitpicking, trying to ruin your plans. He needs your emotions. Any emotions? Tears, yelling, breakdowns, despair, even numbness. For him, that's fuel. For you, it's energy loss. Every time he works you up emotionally, you pay with your internal battery. After those episodes, you feel empty, exhausted, powerless. He, on the other hand, may look calm, satisfied, even relaxed. He's bored. His inner aggression is constantly buzzing, and it needs somewhere to go. Your nervous system is his outlet. Every emotional roller coaster he pulls you into is another hit to your energy system. 5. Theft of your achievements and erasing your results. There's another painful layer. When he steals your achievements, you put in effort, grow, create, succeed, and he either devalues it. That's nothing. Anyone could do that, or claims it as his own. Without me, you'd be nothing. You build a business, he says. I'm the one who pushed you. It's my merit. You write a book. He insists that he was the inspiration, and without him, you'd never have written anything. You get an education. He tells you that you'd be a complete zero without his support. You do the renovation, create a home, grow professionally. He inserts himself as the central reason. You spend huge amounts of energy creating something good in your life. Then you watch it either get erased or stolen. It feels like theft. You planted a garden, tended it, nurtured it, and then someone came, picked all the fruit, and said, "This was my garden all along. You are just passing by." After that, it's very easy to think, why even try if they're going to take it all anyway? That thought alone is enough to kill your motivation. And when motivation dies, energy shuts down too. You go on living, but inside there's a quiet voice. What's the point? They'll ruin it anyway. How this shows up in your life. When you spend a long time in this system of energy drain, the consequences become very obvious. Usually, you notice, you want to sleep all the time. The sleep you get is shallow and restless. You wake up tired, even if you stayed in bed for 10 hours. Your immune system crashes. You get sick more often, catch colds, chronic issues flare up. Your brain slows down. It's hard to focus, hard to think, hard to make decisions. You start forgetting simple things. You want to hide. You crave isolation. Don't touch me, don't call, don't write. Your wardrobe darkens. Bright clothes feel wrong. You end up in black, gray, just not naked, and that's enough. Bad habits creep in. To dial down the anxiety and nervousness, you reach for cigarettes, alcohol, overeating. This is not you becoming weak and useless. These are symptoms of exhaustion. You've lived under constant psychological pressure for too long. Why it feels like war or a prison camp. Many psychologists compare life with a narcissist to life in a concentration camp. And that's not an exaggeration. The difference is, on the outside, your life might look fine, but internally the mechanics are similar. Fear, unpredictability, dependence on the guard's mood, humiliation, devaluation, loss of a sense of self. Your psyche doesn't distinguish between physical pain and emotional or psychological pain. For your inner system, yelling and insults are also beatings. Silent treatment and coldness are also torture. Constant devaluation is also abuse. A narcissist is like a parasite on a tree. As long as there is sap, he will drink it. As long as there is energy, he will drain it. As long as you're still breathing and moving, he will test your limits. A relationship with him is like a loaded game in a casino. You are guaranteed to lose. The only question is how much. You can lose everything to the last piece of yourself, or you can walk out earlier and keep at least part of who you are. What you can do. The most important thing is to recognize that the problem is not that you're too sensitive or don't know how to love, but that next to you is a destructive person who cannot build healthy relationships, isn't capable of deep mutuality, lives off your energy. After that, your steps might look like this. Awareness. Understand what kind of relationship this is. Call things by their names. Abuse is abuse. Devaluation is devaluation. Provocation is provocation. Even this alone helps your brain. The puzzle starts to make sense. Learning. Find out how narcissism works, why he behaves this way, which patterns he uses. When you know it's a script and not just you gain a bit more inner stability. Separation. Accept that a narcissist doesn't change in essence. With age, he usually becomes harsher. The only way to truly protect yourself is to get out of the relationship. Sometimes that's a long process, sometimes a sharp break. But the core is the same. You choose yourself, taking responsibility for your life. Stop waiting for someone to show up and save you. Take yourself by the hand and lead yourself out of this hell, step by step. For you, for your kids, for your mind, body, and future. You were not created to spend your whole life servicing someone else's mental illness. You were born to create things, love and be loved in a real way, grow as a person and a professional, raise children in an atmosphere of respect, care, and safety. With a narcissist, psychopath, or sociopath, none of this is truly possible. So the only way to stop hemorrhaging energy is to leave toxic bonds and start returning to yourself, your life, and your strength. You have every right to be tired, every right to be burned out, and every right to say, stop, where you are slowly being destroyed.